citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family.
I wonder if he actually spoke to
him. We also
him.
extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers. Earlier today, I spoke about an ongoing investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet.
Of course not.
We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support.
Of course.
Or if he communicated with anyone else.
Man had bombs and setups in his house, all sorts of stuff.
As I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and
that was weird in itself. The whole hammer thing.
Or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There's no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high.
But only one side incites violence.
That the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, and God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face a time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision.
We know what the vision is for their
country. I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy, stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law, to call for action at the ballot box, no violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates, the records, the issues, the agenda, the vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box.
Well, if we can rely
that's how
on
we
that.
do it, at the battle box, not with bullets.
We have to be able to rely on our voting
America
process.
should always rest in the hands of the people.
Can we rely on that right
not in the
now?
hands of would-be assassin. You know, the path forward
Lena, exactly.
through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully.
Maxine talking about
not through acts of
all
violence.
sorts of.
You know, we're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I
her
believe
followers
that
to
with every
do.
soul, every power of my being. So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit.
Recommit to what?
Make America. Think about it. What's made America so special?
Recommit to what?
Everyone must be treated with
We're
dignity
not the
and respect,
violent ones.
and hate must have no safe harbor. Here in America, we need to get out of our silos, where we only listen to those with whom we agree, where misinformation is rampant, where foreign actors fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours.
What is he talking
here in
about?
America, While
He's
unity is
supposed
the
to be
most
talking about
elusive
the
of all goals
assassination
right
attempt.
now, nothing is more important for us now than standing together. We can do this.
That's what we need to be talking about.
You know, from the beginning, our founders understood the power of passion. So they created democracy that gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force. That's the American we must be.
Let's see.
An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith. An American democracy where
How's
the
that?
rule of
Better?
law is respected. An American democracy where decency, dignity, fair
Hey,
play
JB.
aren't just quaint
Exactly.
notions, but living, breathing realities.
He's the one that's making Trump
We owe
like
that
this
to
enemy
those
of
who
the
come
country.
before us, to those who gave their lives for this country.
Now he's trying to low-key
We owe
blame
that to
Russia.
ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren. Look, let's never lose sight of who we are. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing.
Do you remember that we the United States of America?
When we do it together. God bless you all. And may God protect our
I didn't
troops.
like this. I didn't like this. I didn't like it at all.
All right, that address from the Oval Office from President Joe Biden.
Okay. I'm not gonna hold y'all long. I'm gonna be quick with this. I just wanted to see how we all thought about this at the same time. I bet you a lot of people didn't even know this address was happening. I bet you a lot of people didn't even know this address was happening. So what I think about it, didn't like it, way too short. Didn't even talk about Trump, and didn't even, he said he talked to him. I don't really believe that he actually talked to him. Somebody else in his cabinet may have just reached out to Trump or somebody in Trump's party to make sure he's okay. Probably just left him a message. Um, that was too short. It didn't seem like he actually cared. Biden was the one that was actually acting like Trump is the enemy of this country, and and that he's a major threat. I don't know why I expect chaos, why I expect more from the actual president every time he talks. I don't know why, but I do, and it's my mistake that I got to sit here and think that he's going to have a very professional, very presidential response to a former president being assassinated, because that could have been him, right? That could be you, buddy. And the thing is, we don't want nobody dying. I didn't think it was heartfelt. I didn't think it was sincere. I think he just did it because he has to. That's it. Again, Alina, I do agree. It is their fault. And he probably was more nervous. They put him out there and they tried to, get him to say something quick. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was too short. It was too sweet. Well, it wasn't sweet at all. It was too, I don't know, rushed, right? It was rushed. And I don't know. I didn't think it was sincere at all. And I agree with everybody in the chat right now. We're all disappointed with that. That wasn't even, what was that, like 15 minutes? Maybe? And then he started going on a rant about other stuff. Trying to be like, well, America truly, we know what America is. We know. Because we don't do stuff like this. He didn't talk about the Secret Service. He didn't talk about new protocols going forward. He didn't talk about, hey, maybe new detail and more protection as Trump moves forward in his campaign, because we want an even fight, right? That's let's just say one of us. Let's just say one of us, right? Hey, listen, this is my opponent. We're going to go to battle, but it's no room for violence here. We want an even fight. That's all we want. We want to tell people what we want. I'll make it my personal duty to, or I'll ask Trump if he wants to add more security detail to his group and his rallies whenever he goes, because I want to make sure he's an American first. and we want to make sure all Americans are safe. Why can't he say something like that? Why can't he say something like that? This, I just, again, he's not even supposed to be there, right? We can all agree that that's right. Chaos. We were raised better. I grew up in the 90s. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody's parents looked after everybody else's kids. JB, he is a disappointment, man. But he's been a disappointment since the beginning. He's been a disappointment since Obama. Since before that. He's a disappointment in general. He's a disappointment in general. For a president to come out and give that half-hearted speech, this, again, I'm not trying to hold y'all long. This could have been a whole different story if it was a couple of inches to the left, or had Trump turned around and look at the people behind him. I mean, we could have. I can only say I don't know what the state of this country would be at this point if what the shooter wanted to get done actually got done. We would be in a whole different situation. And I just didn't get a sincere statement from the president. Probably should have heard from Kamala too, but you know how that goes. We'll never hear from her. I know, Lena. I know. I'm sorry, but that's something that you got to think about, and we got to think about it moving forward. Now, I'm interested to see how Trump moves now. I know he's a bad dude. He's already golfing. He's already in Milwaukee. Dan, what up? Bless the USA for sure. So he's already making his move. He's already moving. He's already going. she be laughing like a hyena. Should be talking about the passage of time. like what was that speech? The passage of time. But listen, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. It was quick. I put this on because I don't even think anybody knew he was going to do it. I really did. I really didn't think he was going to do. People knew that this speech was happening, so I wanted to get people hip and go back and watch. Remember everybody that's in here. Thank y'all, Lena, Chaos, Dan, JB, all y'all that commented. Y'all awesome. Everybody that just heard it, like and subscribe to the podcast channel. Link is in the bios. Y'all know how to follow me on the socials. It's right there at the bottom. And I don't know. We'll see how this week goes. Shout out to my man Trump. Trump 2024. You still rocking with you, my man. So if you see this, hey man, we appreciate you. President actually took a bullet for the country. That's crazy to say, right? It's not. That's crazy to say. To the person that lost their life and their family at the rally, my condolences to your family. Prayers, much prayers, much love for you all. I know that's a horrible time that you guys are going through. I can only imagine. It wasn't necessary, right? Y'all take care. Stay safe. Peace.